Hello and welcome to SM Buzz Chat. I'm sat interviewing Sedge Beswick today, and how many days have you been in your new job?
This would be the second day, so pretty new, hot off the press and all of that.
So just a heads up to anyone, if you're day 2 into your new job in social media, you can probably get on the social Buzz Chat sofa. Actually,
so easy.
That's a lie. That's a complete and utter lie. You're royalty within social media, aren't you?
No.
You
don't
are.
get to wear a crown every day, just get sent the emoji every now and again.
It depends. You can wear a hat
Oh,
instead.
thank you. Bring out my, it's a bit sweaty.
It's a bit sweaty, so you know, that's how this goes. Pass the crown, you can now have it. So
probably going to take that off. You should probably put it back on there with that.
Take it off. I'll put it back on. We're here to talk about social media again, but more importantly, we're here to talk about social media talent and social media influencers. You're the MD of...
Can you not remember? MD of Scene Connects, and again, day 2, brand new.
And your history getting here has been somewhat ridiculous. I love it when we find people within social media who have a very strange introduction to the world, and yours is fantastic. Yours is that it shows that if you work hard enough, or in your case, you talk to everybody and knock down every single door, you can get a job in social media. So go on.
Spend far too long on the internet. I think that's my issue.
Explain it.
So when I was at university, I entered a competition that I saw in a Facebook ad that was basically around who could kind of throw the biggest party with 25 grand, and you had to say what you'd do in 25 words. I entered and got down to the final 25. And you had to get as many people onto a Facebook group in 7 days as possible. So literally knocked on every door, put a poster up everywhere. I wanted 25 grand to throw the biggest party and these are possible, you know, being Northern, it's what we do. Didn't win, but the company that ran that competition were 3 that basically the day after I graduated called, and I went to work for them for a couple of years doing their social media, which was amazing.
Yeah, not surprised.
Enjoyed it, good lifestyle brand.
Then where?
So yeah, 2 years at 3, and then I went on to ASOS for 4.5 years, just left and setting up with a friend.
4.5 years,
It's a long time.
That's an incredible amount of time, especially within a social media job. You would have seen like the rise and fall of empires.
Slightly. I had 4 different roles while I was there, and when I started, I was the first person in the social team. By the time I left, there was 32, so I saw a lot of movement, a lot of changes, interviewed a lot of people who, you know, trying to blag their way into social, but it's part of the fun of it.
You made good eye contact with me there and saying trying to blag your way into social. Thank you so much for that.
Well, you did forget the hashtag and the entire Twitter thing the whole way through.
No, I know all about hashtags. You use them every now and then to do things, I guess.
There we go.
Yeah, I know what they are. Everyone knows what they are. But do you know what they are, people at home listening or watching on the Drums website or on YouTube? Do you know what a hashtag is? Of course you do.
On my mum's Facebook, who's going to share it tomorrow because she's so excited by this.
I love excited mums. That's why my parents aren't on Facebook, which is fantastic, but they probably will be now. Whilst you were at ASOS, you mentioned about influencers. And we all know about social media influencers. In a few weeks' time, I'm off to YouTube's Summer in the City, and I'm basically going to be surrounded by them. And I'm going to just talk to them and see if the event actually helps.
Interesting.
Influencers and upcoming YouTube potential celebrities. So my first question to you is, are social media talent or these influencers educated in the way of the world? And if not, how can they be?
I think that totally depends person by person. That's quite a broad statement. But I definitely think, and again, from a brand point of view, because that's where I spent the majority of my time, there is a lot more that brands can be doing to support and to kind of educate and develop talent. So you kind of get someone who's kind of become an overnight Instagram star. They don't know about SEO or how to kind of optimize their videos on YouTube. And actually, if brands want to kind of not become just a badging experience for them, but actually develop and support and kind of create those long-term relationships, then you've got experts in-house. You know, ASOS, we had a huge SEO team, a huge social team, video teams. That's the stuff that becomes interesting, to sit down with those guys, find out what it is that they're struggling with, what they need, and help them on their journey and help them to kind of be as successful as they possibly can be. Because the bigger they get, they'll always bring it back to who actually went the extra mile to kind of support them in whatever weird and wonderful situation they find themselves in.
Fair enough.
Like the mortgage example we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, exactly. So this education, what do you think it needs to be? Because I wouldn't know what to say.
So,
you mentioned the mortgage.
Yeah, so there's been a few examples in my time. So I did get a 3 a.m. drunken phone call from a very amazing, lovely Instagrammer who had a bit of a panic when Instagram went into the algorithmic world, and we had a slightly beery, drunken chat, and the next day picked up the phone, went back through it all. And actually, I love that kind of stuff. Like, I love to know that those people kind of do come to me, do want the help, do want the support, but also to find out what it is that they're struggling to get their heads around, to ensure that you can kind of add that stream in. And the second piece, like, that's obviously a really standard one. It's social, it's where they want to learn, where they want to be pushed, developed. But also, one of the girls I'm working with at the moment is around her mortgage. So she's 22, an incredible asset to the social space, really savvy, and she's going in to try and get a mortgage. It's been pushed back twice, and instead what we're doing is helping her to position herself as a marketeer, because although she's representing and embodying herself, she ultimately is kind of doing what we do on a much larger scale.
Yes, indeed.
So yeah, just again, being there to kind of do everything that we can to help her get her mortgage. Probably isn't in the day-to-day, but it's the stuff that kind of makes it a bit more interesting, and always keen to kind of educate and help where I can.
You say it's like it's not the day-to-day, and the day-to-day is basically what they're doing now.
Yeah.
So social media influencers now they're on these platforms, they're mainly on Instagram, on Facebook, and in some cases they're going to be on Snapchat. But like, we've come to a problem, like we've had enough Instagram shots of people fake enjoying protein to now realise that we're being taken for a ride. How far can this now go? And what do brands need to realise on what they need to be doing with these influencers?
And so there's two main things for me that kind of answer that question. So the first is thinking about talent with their long-term goals in mind. So actually, whilst it's great that they might be sponsored by Booty and doing a Scott Disick saying at 4 p.m. EST, make sure that you post this. It's also thinking, you know, the Sarah Ashcrofts, the Galux, the This Is Mothership. How do you as a brand help to facilitate and create their career path for them?
Yes, exactly.
And how do you find where their skill set is, and actually do they start doing some kind of freelance stuff, working on the side? And the second is kind of not treating them as a badging exercise, which I kind of touched on earlier. But you know, so many brands will give you a brief that says we want to reach 7 million people, and they just want the report that they can send to the senior team that goes, look at us, we reached 7 million people on whatever platform it may be. But instead, again, it's about thinking, is that person right for our brand? Are they right for our audience? Is it right for the market? Do they embody what we stand for and what our core values are? And without that, then things kind of get a bit lost and get a bit kind of Scott Disick on us.
A little bit.
Get a little bit Scott Disick.
That feels like we should have a t-shirt with that on for some unknown reason.
Can do that, nice little slogan.
We can do that. Put something on the back that, you know, we can't be sued over. Quick question. In 30 seconds, do you have any tips for people who are wanting to be an influencer? How can they start? What's the most significant minor detail that loads forget?
Mine would be knowing and understanding what your USP is, and not trying to be a jack of all trades and seeing what works for other people and just mimicking it. Instead, it's about saying, this is who I am, this is my identity, creating the best content that you possibly can off the back of it, and also trying to nail video on a platform that isn't YouTube.
Oh, that final bit. Oh, that final
bit.
On a platform that isn't YouTube, what could that be? Could that be Instagram? Could it be Snapchat? Could it be something we don't know yet? Anyway, thank you, Sedge Beswick, for joining me. High five, high five.
Oh, yeah.
That's how you do then. What's your Twitter handle?
Everything is Sedge Beswick across all of my platforms. I like to keep it consistent.
Including Instagram and Snapchat?
Obviously.
Actually, on the topic of Snapchat, we have a Snapchat category this year in the Social Buzz Awards, which you can still enter. If you pop over to the website, you can enter there. You were a judge, weren't you?
I was. It was amazing. So definitely get involved.
How long ago?
5 years.
Oh, you're in the past then.
I am so in the past. Never got asked back.
Never got asked back. Oh, that's awkward. There's Annabelle's behind the camera, who is heading up the Social Buzz Awards this year. We're going to tug our collars for a bit.
It's been great, guys. It's been great.
It's been great. Thank you very much. Could you leave now? Go back to MySpace and have some fun. This has been another episode of Social Buzz Chat. You can now listen to us on SoundCloud, subscribe to us on iTunes, to the podcast, watch us, and that's about it, I think. We're going to go high five without looking at each other, if we can try this.
Oh, we nailed it.
Hello and welcome to SM Buzz Chat, your weekly dose of social media, design, creativity, and basically anything we want to talk about. We're filming on the hottest day of the year. Yes, it's a ridiculous idea, but this is our commitment to you.